Welcome in to another edition of the Buffalo Down podcast. Well, we're 1 for 3 on editions of recapping games for wins. We have another loss to recap. We were going to do this on Friday. Existential circumstances took that out of the picture just with work schedules and stuff. So, so we're doing it on a Monday, not a victory Monday. It's not anything exciting. And thank God it's Thanksgiving this weekend. I'm going to shove my face with a bunch of carbs and cholesterol later this week because I don't know if I'm ready to watch the Bills play football again after this performance, Justin. This was pretty abysmal, as abysmal could be.
It's getting hard to watch.
Yeah.
It's been hard to watch for the past maybe 5 weeks.
Right, it's getting harder somehow.
It certainly didn't get any easier because, everyone saw it Thursday night. So,
yeah, and the Bills were undefeated on Thursday Night Football before. I just realized that just popped in my head. There was the big talk and
first loss. Yeah,
Texans, and they haven't won in Houston since like 2006. So since before the Obama administration, we have not seen a Bills team win in Houston. Same as the Sabres with Carolina, by the way. It's been like 2006 since the Obama administration there. Before that, so we have the Bills who can't win in Houston and the Sabres who can't win in Carolina, but they cream them when they come into town. The Sabres, not to really focus on them, but did just beat the Hurricanes in pretty dominant fashion. It was
shout out to the boys.
Shout out to the boys in blue. 4-1 they beat them. And then if you remember a couple years back when the Bills played Davis Mills here, it was 40-0. So they seem to do well against them here, just not in Houston or Carolina. So let's keep it that way from here on out. But yeah, not a great game. Not a great game in the slightest. It was offensively abysmal. The defense actually had a good second half, I thought. That's one good takeaway.
Oh, yeah.
If we're going to label any positives just off the rip here before we kind of tear them apart.
Yeah, well, let's start with the positives because that's
might as well. I 100% am with you on the positives. Yeah, the defense.
The defense. I think there was a total of 6 points from both teams scored in the second half.
Yeah,
because the Bills got 3 in the fourth quarter and the Texans got 3 in the third quarter.
Yeah,
so
and Nico Collins was held to like nothing the entire game. So
yes, that was great. And actually, I appreciated the Bills' run defense effort a little bit more in the second half. The first half obviously was shaky, but the second quarter was where it got rough because then the Texans put up 17 points in the second quarter, turns the whole game around, whatever. But I did like what I saw from the defense in the second half. They gave the team a chance to win.
Mm-hmm.
And the offense just didn't respond. I think Joe Brady fell asleep at the playbook again.
Yeah, fell asleep at the playbook earlier this weekend, and I showed you before we started recording, but I attributed his playbook to the hungry caterpillar, and we need to be moving up to like Moby Dick levels of legitimacy here. 750
time to graduate,
pages.
Joe.
Yeah, right. Let's get the degree, and it's like we're at moving up day right now, watching a kindergartner walk across the stage. Like that's what this feels like, and I hate to be that guy. I hate to be an armchair person, but if I can diagnose what's coming, if I'm like, oh, first down run, then the defensive coordinator sure as hell on the other side of the field is able to figure out what's happening, right? So it's like, I don't know where to go at this point because I feel like it's beating a dead horse. The offense has been an issue the entire season. Josh Allen, and granted, he didn't play great, okay? He threw the interceptions, sure. People want to blame Josh Allen, and I'm all for putting blame on him. I think there's a blame pie to go around, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Brady gets a big slice. Josh Allen gets I'd say a sliver, right? Because what is he really supposed to do? The offensive line gets a bigger piece because Deion Dawkins with that abysmal clip. Did you see that? Where he just kind of gives up and stops?
I have like people were saying, okay, you kind of give up on the play because you don't want to get called for a hold. You could have done something. You
don't give up on the play until the play's over.
There's legit NFL experts questioning his effort on that play, so I'm gonna take their freaking word for it.
Yeah, no, exactly, and that was bad. That was a really bad look. Spencer Brown, I'll give him flowers actually. Playing through that injury for too long, in my opinion, he should have gone out sooner. They should have
took him out way before.
But now we might be dealing with a long-term shoulder injury from him. But credit to him for wanting to stick through that game. And I mean, you see without him what that offensive line turns into on that right side, and it's only going to be helped by T.J. Watt, right? I mean, this coming week.
Yeah, before we hopped on, I'm thinking like Ryan Vandemark versus T.J. or T.J. Watt is going to be something to watch.
Yeah, not a good matchup. But yeah, so the offense as a whole, there's a blame pie. I'm going to be honest with you, Justin. My biggest piece does not go to Joe Brady here.
Okay.
It goes to Brandon Beane. This roster construction is absolutely terrible. And to sit there and say, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I really, at this point, because like, I work for WGR. You work for Channel 4. I'm sure we both seen what happened, right, to the morning show. He calls in and says, so he scored 30 points per game last year and all this stuff. And it's like, that's really cool and all, but that was a one-off season. And your best receiver on your staff that year, I would argue between Khalil Shakir and then you actually had a receiver who could stretch down the field in Mac Hollins, who's still doing it for New England.
Yeah.
You don't have that anymore. You tried to force Keon Coleman into that. And when I hear Joe Brady say, we have to force the ball to Keon Coleman, that sounds like somebody, to me, saying from up top, hey, we drafted him. We got to try and make him work. Like, we got to force him the ball, whatever. What was Joe Brady's whole thing with Stephon Diggs, Justin? Not going to force him the ball.
No.
So why are we doing it with Keon Coleman? This roster construction is terrible. There's not a receiver who can get separation. And I'm not saying the scheme is fine and it would be better. In my opinion, the scheme does need to be fixed, and I think we saw a better version of it against Tampa Bay. Like, they were stretching the field a little more. The playbook this week was once again predictable, like we said, but talent helps the scheme in any scenario. And you're telling me you were stingy on a 2026 first-round pick for Jalen Waddle when that guy could have completely changed the offensive scheme you ran?
It's such a bad look.
That is the worst possible look that there is. Because
I was having a conversation about this whole, roster construction sentiment. Yeah. It really is going to leave a stain on Brandon Beane's legacy as the Bills GM. Because we're now, in year 8 or 9 of Josh Allen? And
8,
still,
I think 8, yeah.
Still, there's just no help. Stephon Diggs was great for a few years. He was awesome. You traded him. And your plan was to fill him in with a second-round receiver.
Yeah.
That wasn't ready for that role. Dalton Kincaid comes in, he's great, and obviously this is out of Beane's hands. He just can't stay on the field, and that's his catalyst.
Well, yeah, we were talking before the thing started. You know who was available when he drafted Dalton Kincaid? Jackson Smith and Jigba. You could have had Jackson. I don't know if he was available when he drafted Kincaid, but you definitely could have traded up for him. You could have done whatever. I don't remember when he went.
It was a few picks. I believe Kincaid went 26th and JSN went 22nd. So if you're going to move up,
he was ripe for the taking and a wide receiver talent. With Sam Darnold, 8 receptions, 167 yards and 2 touchdowns. Yeah. Like, that is a player you need on your roster.
And the Bills just scorched earth.
Yes, and the Bills don't have that, and he does that every week. He makes Rashid Shaheed look like a, I don't know, Wheaties box, just like sitting in the corner, right? Like,
and we were expecting Rashid Shaheed to potentially be the savior.
Yeah, come in and change the offense. Like, he makes that guy look like nothing. Like, it's just that you could have had that guy. You could have had other guys. It wouldn't be a Bills draft without being able to go back in time and point at the wide receivers they could have drafted at any point.
Oh, yeah.
And listen, the Bills will have $8 million. This is where I'm starting to get nervous. Cap space wise, the Rams are going to have like $90 million of cap space, and they're a Super Bowl favorite in a wagon right now.
And a top 10 pick.
And a top 10 pick. The Bills have 8 next season. And your roster's falling apart because of how poorly it's been constructed over the years. Like, there's not a world, in my opinion, that the coach goes before the GM. Because I think that's where a lot of the taste is right now.
Right.
Like, we got to fire Beane and McDermott. I don't know if I'd see them as a package deal, Justin, with the way this has gone. I think it's just so, and I hate to go there, but realistically, if this Bills team trends the way they are trending, like, Pittsburgh has me worried all of a sudden. Like, if they play like they did against the defense of Houston, Pittsburgh's not far off. Yeah, they're not. It's a Mike Tomlin defense, whatever. But they have star players. Jalen Ramsey.
TJ Watt.
Right. And Ramsey too. In the secondary. Like, they've done fine. Like,
is Alex Highsmith still healthy? I thought he got hurt, but he's also a talented pass rusher.
I don't know if he's hurt or not, but you're absolutely right. Highsmith is very talented. So, like, this defense is nothing to snuff at. And
Cam Hayward?
Yeah, I forgot about Cam Hayward. Oh, my God. So, yes, I'm very nervous for the Pittsburgh game. You should be able to beat them.
And they're going to come in motivated because they've got to kind of go on a run now.
They do, because Baltimore's awake, alive and well. Yeah,
they got to go on a run, and we don't even know if Aaron Rodgers is going to be healthy, so that's going to be a big one to watch.
But Mason Rudolph played the other day, and look at how well he played. I mean, but like, he was more than serviceable, right?
Yeah, and we said the same thing about Davis Mills. So you can't. And Davis Mills dropped 17 on the Bills in the second half or the second quarter. So
yeah, he did.
All that talk is over.
We'll preview more of the Pittsburgh matchup and our fears for that after this game later this week on our later episode. But, like, I don't know where you stand on this, but like, where do they go from here?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we've hit not rock bottom because we've been in rock bottom. 2023 was 5-5, 6-6. Like,
Mhm.
we're 7-4 right now. Like,
Right.
there's still you are the 7th seed in the AFC, which sucks, and that's the lowest you've been. The 1 seed is gone. The division title, in my opinion, gone.
No,
I
yeah,
think the
gone.
Patriots have that. I listen. There is an optimist within me, Justin. That's like, the Patriots, they might drop a game to the Giants. Like, Jameis Winston could play tight end. Like, he's a little
Well,
frisky,
Cincinnati
right?
gave him a game.
Cincinnati gave him a game. Like, could the Bills? I think the Bills beat him on the second go if they actually figure things out. Like, if they drop 3 games and the Bills win out, that that could be the Bills' division, right? Like, there's still a path. I think it very unlikely though, because I don't know
Super
if the Bills
unlikely.
go undefeated and run the table here. I don't have trust in this team, but
They
like,
can't. They have not shown me anything to believe that
no,
that will happen.
it's not the Bills when Joe Brady took over 2 years ago.
No.
That Bills team in that Dallas game, you're like, whoa, this
Yeah.
is a Super Bowl team. Like, they can run the ball. James Cook is phenomenal. Where do they go from here? What do you see? Because I see a black hole in my
Yeah.
opinion. Like, that's where I'm at.
Well, first and foremost, they got to get healthy on both sides of the ball. They're so
Yes.
banged up right now that it's so tough to even like give an 100% accurate critique of the team because the injury bug has slammed Buffalo this year, and they're still waiting to get key guys back. Terrell Bernard now goes out with an elbow injury; he's week to week. Spencer Brown going to be out for potentially a few weeks. Ryan Vandermark's going to come in at right tackle. A few other guys are banged up, and it's just like, man, they drew bad cards with the injuries this year, and it's not getting any better. They've got a few weeks until they really need to crack down because December and January football is where you start talking about seeding and seriousness like that. But they got to get healthy. That's one of the main things. And even McDermott's like, yeah, I don't know what has happened this year, but they just keep coming, and it's next man up, and we're counting on the next guy and the next guy and the next guy, whatever. They need to get healthy on defense, more so on offense, I believe, or
Yeah.
more so than the offense, I believe. And I think they need to inject some new life there. I think Jordan Hancock deserves more snaps. I think he can help out because they just need speed at this point. And I'll take Hancock over Jordan Poyer in a 40 anytime of the week. So that's key. I think just getting new guys, getting new looks. And then I think it really starts on offense with Joe Brady just going deeper into the offensive bag of plays. I mean, we the mesh and the screens and the tunnel screens and the bubble screens. Oh my lord, it's so obvious how teams know that they're coming. I mean, if you look at a bubble screen, I know there was a bubble screen against the Texans to Shakir.
Oh yeah. Yep.
They triggered immediately when they saw that Shakir was going to motion that way. It was like,
Yes.
they knew what it was.
They
And
know exactly what you're doing.
it's just on tape. It's on tape every single week. Why do you expect it to work the next week?
Well, I think that's been the big thing, right? Brady last season, first full season as the offensive coordinator, right? With like not a lot of what he did, teams had tape on.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, you're kind of figured out. Like that's what it feels like, right? Like
And
it
yeah,
genuinely
and
feels like they're figured out. And I don't know if he can make a big enough adjustment. The comments Sean McDermott's making, have you heard this? Like what he's saying in these press conferences?
yeah,
Like,
oh yeah.
adjustments need to be made. I have full trust in the offensive staff. All of that. Paraphrasing, of course. You can find real quotes just anywhere on Twitter, pretty much, or X. That sounds an awful lot Ken Dorsey-ish, does it not? That's pretty much what he was
Absolutely.
saying before Dorsey got canned midseason.
Yeah.
Like, if this continues for probably 1-2 more games, and they lose because of it, I see a change being made. I'm not gonna lie to you. That might be where Dable kicks the door down and is like, "Honey, I'm home. I'm
Yeah.
back," and they try and do a run. But at that point, I think you're out of the playoffs if you lose 2 more games.
At that point, you're 7-6.
Yeah, you're done. You're done.
And you're not worried about continuity going into the playoffs because first and foremost, you're probably not going to make the playoffs.
Right. So maybe you'll finish out the year with Brady either way, but I'm going to be honest with you.
He's done nothing to secure his spot here for the future.
And I don't think he's the coordinator. He's first of all coached himself out of a head coaching job, so that's not happening anymore. And then second of all, I don't think he's the coordinator next year. I think they go in a totally different direction. I genuinely do. You can't justify if this can't remedy itself with the MVP behind the helm and James Cook, who's been phenomenal under him, right? If this can't turn around and they can't fix this, that is a systemic issue. And yes,
absolutely.
It has to do with roster construction. Like I said, I 100% agree with that. And I think Brandon Beane needs to be held accountable for that as well. But you should be able to scheme more than what you're doing so predictably.
Absolutely.
Right? You and I, like I said, should not be able to sit there and be like, oh, bubble screen.
Yeah.
Shakir's in motion. Like, it's just it's redundant to say at this point because I feel like we've said it for the past month.
It's
like
so
everyone's
frustrating
been
to see
saying
good
this.
quarterbacks around the league with a good play calling, like Matthew Stafford last night with Sean McVay. Man,
It's incredible to see Davis Mills with good play calling.
Yeah, I mean,
a backup. Like, what are we doing? It's ridiculous. That's what Josh Allen said. What are we doing?
What are we doing? And that clip's like damning. Like, Josh doesn't get verbal or like animated like that too often. Usually he'll just throw his headset or his helmet down and go right to the tablet. What are we doing? That was caught on camera, and they asked him about it post game, and he said the play came in late, but we still got it in. Should have burned the timeout. I think there's more to that. I don't know.
They're never going to be. Allen will never be one to throw the organization under the bus, and I respect that. I respect that because I think that breeds toxicity within the work environment. So I'm 100% for that. But the entire thing, and Brady talking about it, kind of smirking about it in the press conference the day after, like, yeah, we got the play in late, whatever. Like, I think that's more frustration with what are we doing as an entire offense than just getting that one play in late.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It was deteriorating at the seams that entire game. And it just shows, like, the Bills showed more than ever they're gettable, right? And they have all season, but that game specifically, run the ball because the Texans could not run the ball all season until it came to the Buffalo Bills. Like, it's ridiculous to sit here.
It's at the point where in fantasy, you just want to start the guy who's playing the Bills.
Even if it's a backup.
Even if it's a backup.
Sean Tucker, what was it? Woody Marks. Like,
Woody Marks.
Pick him up. Play him as a running back 1.
Yeah.
Like, don't just have a flex running back. Throw him in as running back RB1.
I think he averaged 4.6 yards a carry, so that's
it's atrocious.
2 of those and you're at 3rd and 1. So
3 of those in a first down. You didn't even have to throw at Davis Mills. Like, it's ridiculous. And I don't know. I don't want to be a broken record and sit here and say changes have to be made, but like, realistically, is it? Oh God, I don't even want to speak this into existence. I'm knocking on wood as I'm saying this, but like, is it going to get to the point where we're watching a Jack Eichel with Josh Allen here, wanting out?
That'd be an insane scenario.
Like,
I don't think we'll get to that point.
I think Josh is an organization guy. I don't think so. I think it's just an interesting conversation because, like, what have you done for me lately? Like,
nothing.
You're not building an offense around me.
Right?
Yeah, you're not building an offense around him. What is Denver doing? They're building an offense around, what's his name? Bo Nix.
Yeah.
What did Andy Reid do to Patrick Mahomes? Yeah, they had nobodies for a little bit, but who's he got now? Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice, 2 draft picks, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're not drafting around him. You're not building around him. What have you done for me lately? Absolutely nothing, Brandon.
I saw a tweet on Twitter that said, that this Bills scenario, the construction around the offense is kind of happening to the other top quarterbacks in the AFC. Mm-hmm. And I get that to a certain degree, but even like you said, KC has Rashee Rice and they spent first-round capital on Xavier Worthy. Baltimore has 2 first-round receivers, Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman, plus Mark Andrews.
And T. Higgins as well in
Jamar
Cincinnati.
Chase, T. Higgins.
Do you remember what Bean said a couple years ago about that?
What was that?
Asked about it in a press conference, like, do you want guys like Jamar Chase? And paraphrasing the question, of course. But he says, paraphrase, I don't want to have to suck that bad to get that kind of wide receiver.
Yeah, I remember
that. Remember that quote? Oh, I'm getting heated up thinking about it. But, like, you don't have to suck that bad. You know what you do? You trade up. You send some assets someone's way and you trade up for that wide receiver. Because those young contracts, like, now Cincinnati's kind of eating it a little bit because they had to sign both those guys. But, like, look at the NFC, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they just don't have a quarterback right now. But even with Sam Darnold, look at what they did last season. Like, I don't know. They've never spent capital at wide receiver outside of getting an older guy. You need to draft young wide receivers.
Yeah, it's odd to me that they are not putting stock in the position because the position is as valuable as it's ever been in the NFL.
Right. They think, oh, we have Josh Allen. We could put anybody on the field. And
That's
last season,
a flawed approach.
Yeah. Last season confirmed it for him, though, because Allen did have a superhuman-like year with the guys he had. He did. But, like, that should not have been the status quo moving
No.
forward. That should have been, oh my God, we got lucky this year. We need to draft a wide receiver. Like, in all seriousness.
I'm so sick of everybody eats. It's just it's ran its course. It just has.
Yeah. We're at
And I
the
was
point.
the year they drafted Keon Coleman, I like genuinely to my core believe they were trading up for Roma Dunze.
I think everybody did. I wanted them to.
They could have
Like,
moved up. I think he went 9th to the Bears.
yeah.
I-
Instead, you trade out of the first round. Like,
Bro,
you would have been more serviceable. You basically got a big slot receiver, and you wanted to put him on the boundary. I get it, but you already had slot receivers. So the same argument made for not drafting Ladd McConkey should have been made for not drafting Keon Coleman. Like,
and when has Josh Allen ever been a fan of the back shoulder aggressive catch kind of guy as opposed to the separator who Ladd McConkey is? I know the story came out that it's like, oh, Josh handpicked Keon Coleman. Do we? I don't know.
I don't buy that with one penny. I do not buy that at all. That is padding the organization. That's what that is.
Yeah.
And because we ever seen him say that? No. That's just been an article. And also, when asked about Keon Coleman, like taking advantage of the opportunities he's given, the one answer was, well, he got one tonight, and that was that.
Yeah, that was
like
weird.
Cold. Like a cold answer. It's not a Josh Allen like, that's my guy or whatever, like he was with Mac Hollins or Diggs back in the day, right? Like, it's not the same. Something is amiss. And it'll be interesting to see if Keon Coleman plays in the Steelers game. Because if he's inactive again, that is a systemic issue, and that is an issue with him personally at that point. Like, that is
no 100%. It's a maturity thing. It's been a maturity thing since day one. He has to treat himself more like a pro. I don't know how you're late to an NFL meeting. We run a segment on News 4 called Center Stage with Eric Wood. And Eric Wood was talking about, he was commenting on the Keon situation, and he said if a meeting started at 8 o'clock, I was in the building by 6:30.
Yep.
Doing recovery, hot tubs, stretches, workouts, whatever it may be. You get there early. He almost missed the entire meeting.
Yes. When do your shifts start, Justin?
3 o'clock.
All right. When are you there?
2:45.
Mine start at 6. The show I work starts at 6. Guess what? I'm there at 5 in the morning.
See?
You're an hour at least beforehand, right? If I was later in the day, you know what? I might be a little earlier, but I'm not getting up at 3 in the morning like a psychopath. Right. So it's, you know what I mean? Anything like that. But if you and I can understand that, if every working person in America can understand that, and we said this last week, a guy getting the gift to play football with Josh Allen as his quarterback as a wide receiver should be able to understand that. So it's going to be telling to see what happens with him. This Bills team's a mess. Defense is the only thing, and it's for the second half, right? Like,
and
the first half
you spend
bad.
this is kind of another tangent. Going back to the roster construction, like, okay, who did you draft this year? Maxwell Harrison. He's been fine, but he's been banged up, so inconclusive. Whatever.
And now
TJ Sanders, second round pick that you moved up for. I didn't notice him against the Texans.
Nope.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Third round pick, Landon Jackson. How many times has he dressed up this year?
Well, he dressed up for one play. And then, he was started for one play.
And then he tears PCL, MCL. And,
so he's out. Well, you're not going to see anything from him.
Deion Walker, looking like a great hit. Sure.
That's it.
You invest, Joey Bosa comes in. Again, I don't know if that's the injury to the hand. He's been invisible the past few games. And undisciplined. Michael Hoyt, out for the year. They really have been snaked by injuries. I do get that. But, man, when you pour all these resources into one part of the team, and that's still your weak point, oh, my God, what are we doing?
Yeah, I'm looking back now, and I'm just,
Even Greg Rousseau. Greg Rousseau gets extended for $8 million. He's the guy that can push the pocket, but he's never been the finisher. And the Bills don't have a finisher right now.
Yeah. I'm looking at day 2 picks for Bean. Absolute nightmare. Cody Ford, Devin Singletary, like Boogie Basham, Spencer Brown. He kind of hit. Amazing offensive tackle, but Spencer Brown hit. Boogie Basham was a total bust. Keon Coleman, Cole Bishop, Dwayne Carter. Cole Bishop's the only one really pushing up. Dwayne Carter's been injured all season, right? So that's another failed investment.
And he didn't look like world-beating in his rookie year. So
no.
Inconclusive. It's his rookie year. I get it. But obviously, and again, there's another injury. Dwayne Carter. It's just like they're everywhere. It's crazy.
Yeah. And, I mean...
Kyrie Elam.
Kyrie Elam's the biggest bust. That is the worst one. Rumor has it, I mean, he could come back to the Bills and play wide receiver for Joe Brady, just throw bubble screens too. See if that gives any life to the offense at this point. Like, I don't know. It's just so.
Don't
I
worry,
hate.
we've got Shaq Lawson visiting today. We'll see if he can turn this thing around.
Oh my God, Shaq Lawson. Yeah,
And
I don't
Jordan
know.
Phillips. Jordan Phillips really should not be activated anymore. The way he was getting pushed back in the run game against the Texans. Dude, you are too big to be getting moved like that.
Yeah, 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 man. It's out of sorts. It's a bad spot to be in. I don't know what to think. In all seriousness, like, because
And even the discipline of the team doesn't seem the 4th and 1 false start from one of your team leaders.
Dawkins, that's another bad move from him.
Someone you count on every
Yeah.
week.
Yep. And I hate to be negative. I try and look on the positive side of everything. I really do. I hate to harp on these guys because they're some of my favorite players
Yeah.
and some of my favorite players to watch, like Allen, like unbelievable. But like, when is enough enough? Like, when organizationally are we going to be like, all right, it's time for a philosophical change? Like,
A reset.
yeah. And I don't think it's the head
Not
coach.
a retool, a reset.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you, though. I don't think it's McDermott. I think if McDermott had his way, this team would be built differently. And I don't think people understand
right.
that.
You may be
Because
right.
the way you've heard him speaking this season, sounds like he wanted those wide receivers and offensive talented pieces, right?
Yep.
Shouldn't be that hard for Josh Allen. Said it. My
Shouldn't be.
frustrations are your frustrations.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds like a guy pointing at the GM. Is this a championship roster? Bean says yes. McDermott goes, I love these players. I love these guys in this locker room.
Non-committal.
That's telling you everything you need to know. And I think it's pointing a big finger at this isn't what I asked for.
Sure.
And that's why I wouldn't see them as a package deal. Got to be totally honest with you. Like, that's kind of where I look. I'm like, I legitimately, if you're going to move on from one, I don't think the other goes. But if Bean goes, McDermott stays, I'm happy. McDermott goes and Bean stays, I'm furious. Absolutely furious.
I think this is the first time it's happened with McDermott for 6 years now. It's the first time where Brandon Bean's job is like seriously in question.
He's on the hot seat. And for good reason. We're watching a team that has been at the top for so long completely fall apart.
Mismanaged
And I get it.
Contracts, missed draft picks.
It's tough to stay at the top. I'm not going to sit here and argue like it's not. The Patriots couldn't even do it for the entire time. There were seasons they dropped. But, like, you let the Patriots in their first season just cakewalk their way to 10-2. I get it. They had the 4th place schedule. Sure. They beat you. You let Tua turn the ball over. Beat you. You know, like I just don't.
Michael Penix beat you.
Michael Penix.
Davis Mills.
Davis Mills. The list of quarterbacks that have beaten you outside of Drake May is terrible. Terrible.
Yet you've taken down Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
Inconsistency. Just what it is.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know where to go from here. It's going to take a few more days to process this, see what the coaches say throughout the week. And as we gear up for, a short week with the holiday, Thursday, Thanksgiving, and Black Friday, get your shopping done. Just
what do you got now? When Chiefs Cowboys.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I've never been happier watching Dallas Cowboys football. I think they're one of the more fun teams to watch in the NFL.
George Pickens, a guy who was available this offseason.
He was, and guess what? He won't be because Jerry Jones is going to franchise tag him for the next 2 seasons and then trade him on the second one. So it's like you're not getting George Pickens in the offseason. I saw people tweeting about that.
No.
Too little, too late, my friend. Could have had him this season. And you're lucky if you get any like standout like that. Like Jalen Waddle would be probably your best bet if Miami does.
Well, now, and one of the new conversations is Brandon Ayuk. How would that move you or what?
I'm an Ayuk believer in the right system. Like if he can, I think he can make a difference. I really do.
Great route runner, but he's coming off a big injury, so
that's the thing. Like, and it seems like there's a big divorce happening there in San Francisco. Like if he's gonna come in and demand to be the number 1 receiver, I don't know how Joe Brady's gonna take that if he's on the team next year. But it's a big if for me. But I don't know. Anything else as we wrap up here? Any lingering thoughts other than frustrations with this team?
No, I'm just looking forward to Ryan Vandemark versus TJ Watt.
I know, and I can't wait to talk all about it later this week after the holiday as we preview Bills, Steelers, 4:25 start.
Yep.
And I don't know if we were on last week, but it was supposed to go to the Bengals for a 4:25 kick. Now it's going to be a 1:00 start. So it's going to be a little earlier in the day. So
Joe Burrow's back.
And unfortunately didn't play. I mean, I say unfortunately, Joe Flacco played a hell of a game with a very beat up roster, and I think he's gone out on a high note, at least not in the win column, but on a career note. That guy could play still. So, he might go somewhere and play next year. But without further ado, that's going to do it for this edition, this begrudged edition of the Buffalo Down podcast. I'm Joe Cali. He's Justin Siejak. We'll talk to you later this week to preview Bills Steelers.